Hello and welcome to Eagle Angle. I'm Kate Rampey.
And I'm Mandolyn Skipworth. Eagle Angle is a student-produced newscast live from the campus of Oklahoma Christian University.
The Oklahoma IT department has been brewing up some technical magic over the last year, developing a new layout for MyOC. However, even more impressive is that they've also made a mobile app for MyOC, which will let students only be one click away from their most important school info. MyOC is a tool that lets students keep up with their ethos credits, an email directory for their peers, and so much more. This is what an OC student who got to work on the project over the summer had to say about the app and what he hopes it'll do for the student body.
I was a part of a team that updated MyOC from a really old version to a new version. MyOC is actually a product that the school has bought, and we were several major versions behind, so it took a lot of work to get it updated. This project lasted for roughly a year and a half or so. We started on it 2 summers ago and did not know what we were getting into. Hopefully having something on a easy accessible device such as your phone, and especially something that I think is relatively easy to use, will help students just check their grades faster, or what's at the CAF, or potentially if class is canceled. Hopefully it'll just improve the quality of life of all the students on campus.
The Oklahoma Christian Communication Department is under heavy construction today. The new Social Media Command Center is finally under construction starting today. The Social Media Command Center is going into the old student lounge, which has been relocated to the room across the hall. This is what Mr. Josh Watson and Dr. Brian Simmons had to say about the changes coming to the PR department and the communication department as a whole.
Well, there are several things going on. Most immediately, we are renovating what was previously a student lounge, and we're turning that into a new home for Eagle PR, which is our student-run public relations firm. And more specifically, what we're going to do with that space is transform it into what's being called a social media command center. And so what that means is it's a space for students to be able to track what's being said about client organizations or client people on social media. So there'll be multiple computer screens in there, each of which is tracking different social media platforms.
This is going to allow us to have a number of analytical tools, third-party apps, that are going to allow us to much more deeply analyze and understand social media and social media outcomes. And also I think it's going to allow us to be part of a network of social media command centers at colleges around the country, and we will be among the first private Christian universities to be part of that network.
So for example, if the Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce hired our public relations firm to say, what are people saying about businesses in Oklahoma City? Then they would be able to track Twitter or Instagram or who knows what social media platform, and be able to track what people are saying about those businesses, prepare reports for clients, and be able to use that as the basis to teach them how to strategically do public relations.
Friday the 16th will be the last day that you are able to drop a class this semester. If you are needing to get out of a class for whatever reason, you will need to stop by the registrar's office by the IT department in the mall. You will need to fill out a change of enrollment form and get signatures from your advisor and the instructor of the class. If you receive VA benefits, are an athlete, or will be dropping below 12 hours, you will need to get additional signatures from the registrar's office if VA, the athletic compliance officer if you're an athlete, or financial services if you're going to be below 12 hours. The change of enrollment form will be due back by 5 o'clock on Friday.
Warning to all students that are running a bit or a lot behind on your kudos, there are only 14 days of chapel left this semester. However, there is still hope if you are running behind. There are plenty of extra kudos events that you can attend throughout the weeks, like View 63, and you can even start your own with a few of your friends. Tuesday the 20th is the last day they will accept ethos event requests. If you are thinking about planning something, go ahead and fill out the form by going to MyOC or to the Ethos office next to the brew on the second floor of the library. If you do not complete your requirements, you will need to either pay a fine of $20 a kudo or go on probation and be ineligible for events such as club activities, intramurals, rush, and spring sing. Whatever you do not complete this semester will be added to the amount that you need next semester.
The OC Theater Department is just about ready to lift the curtain on their latest production. This semester's play is Master Cat. The play is based on the classic children's story Puss in Boots. Written by Brett Carter, Master Cat is the story of a cat that wears boots and goes swashbuckling adventures. The show will have 2 performance days, which will be on November the 16th through the 17th, with a showtime at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Come out and support your peers and the performing arts. This concludes your local news. Now on to news from around the world. In California, firefighters and other first responders are battling the deadly wildfires that have claimed many lives. Paul Verkaman has more.
It's kind of heartbreaking to know that no one has anything left that you loved, and I just want them all to know how much I feel.
The Camp Fire, the state's deadliest blaze on record, has claimed dozens of lives. That number expected to increase.
Unfortunately, the fire came very quickly. We've been unfortunately finding some people who are unable to escape the fire.
More search and recovery crews are heading to Paradise today, a community now in ashes. Officials are now asking loved ones to provide DNA samples as they work to identify victims. Firefighters in California facing treacherous conditions and tragedy as they work to contain multiple wildfires.
We are not out of the woods yet. We still have some incredibly tough conditions ahead of us.
My God.
Strong gusts are fueling the deadly Woolsey fire in Southern California, and there's little chance of rain.
As Santa Ana winds continue and the new fires begin, we ask the public to remain vigilant and listen to our law enforcement counterparts on evacuations.
In the wake of the tragic shooting in California, family and friends of one young woman have gathered to remember her fondly. We go to Wayne Friedman for more.
Imagine the kind of event you would never want to attend, but from which you could not stay away. That happened in Napa this morning.
Our student leaders, they've figured this out.
And so the mix of politicians, parents, children, all prompted by the death of Napa native Elena Housley, the victim of the mass shootings in Thousand Oaks last week.
She was so smart and so hardworking, and I firmly believe she was going to change the world.
Though no one imagined her doing so this way.
What's up, buddy?
Even Elena's father, Eric, attended. He received just as much comfort as he gave.
This is just senseless acts of violence because we're not there for one another.
Supporters of this rally and march wanted to make a point today. They said it wasn't anti-gun, it was anti-gun violence. They see a distinction.
People can use guns for hunting, they can use it for protection, but they shouldn't be bringing them in places where public people, especially if it's in the hands of someone that has mental health issues.
In Napa, one might describe this as grieving with a purpose. What else can anyone do?
If it just saves one more life, if it just stops one more shooting, it's worth it.
In Napa, Wayne Friedman, ABC 7 News.
The White House says that it can pick and choose which journalists are given permanent passes according to a court filing by the Justice Department. The filing is the government's response to a CNN and Jim Acosta's lawsuit over Acosta's suspended press pass. The lawsuit against President Trump and his top aides states that the ban violates CNN and Acosta's First and Fifth Amendment rights. According to the filing, the President and White House possess the same broad discretion to regulate access to the White House for journalists that they possess to select which journalists receive interviews or which journalists they acknowledge at press conferences. In the past, both Republican and Democratic administrations provided press access and credentials to small obscure news outlets all the way to large organizations. According to lawyer Ted Olson, who is representing CNN, says this is a very, very important case, and this could happen to any journalist by any politician.
Astronomers recently discovered a frozen exoplanet that is 6 light years away, orbiting the closest solitary star to our own, known as Barnard's star. The exoplanet, known as Barnard's star B, was found after 20 years of data was compiled together and published in a detailed study earlier this year in the journal called Nature. Paul Butler, study co-author and astronomer at the Carnegie Institution for Science, said the biggest kick about this discovery is the host star. The exoplanet, according to researchers, is dimly lit and only slightly colder than Saturn. They also believe that the hostile environment of the exoplanet is an icy desert with no liquid water, and the average surface temperature is minus 274 degrees Fahrenheit.
This concludes your national news segment. Up next, Jonathan Cleverton has your full weather report. Stay with us.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Jonathan Cleverton joins us here in the studio. John, what kind of weather can we expect this week?
Well, Kate, as we all know, it's been very cold recently, but today it's actually been kind of warmer. Taking a look at what it is right now, it is 45 degrees outside, sunny, and it feels like 45. So, pretty decent day compared to the past few days where we've definitely been fighting the cold. Let's take a look at what it was across the state. Over in Guyman, it was 56, so definitely got a little hotter there. 40 in Ponca City, 40 in Tulsa, 40 across Miami into Salswa, 46 in Durant, 49 in Lawton. So overall, it's a pretty warm day compared to the past few days across the state of Oklahoma, where temperatures rose. I mean, not a lot, but they rose just a little bit to where it's kind of bearable being outside. We could kind of enjoy walking around instead of getting frostbite. So let's take a look at what it is going to be like tonight. Tonight, it's going to be 25 degrees, so it's going to drop a little bit. Nothing too bad, though. We are going to be below freezing, so make sure you watch out for ice because humidity is going to be up to 70%, and the winds will be coming from the southeast at 5 miles per hour. So not a whole lot of wind chill, nothing too bad, but a lot of it's going to still be pretty cold. So, you know, definitely make sure you bundle up. So I got some good news, though. High temperatures on Friday. So Friday, we're going to be reaching the low 60s. So we're jumping up definitely with temperatures. The sun's going to come out tomorrow and a whole lot the rest of this weekend. Mostly sunny throughout. Winds up to 14 miles per hour. But that's supposed to be hitting Sunday, so you don't have to worry about the winds till later. But you never know with Oklahoma. So make sure you always have a jacket on, preparing for a colder day. So let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. 5-day forecast is Thursday will be 60 degrees with a low of 32. So we're popping up to those warm temperatures starting tomorrow. And then it's going to stay throughout Friday, getting up to 61 with a low of 40. And then we're going to get a little bit of cloud coverage on Saturday, dropping the temperature to about 53 degrees with a low of 31. The clouds are going to stay throughout the sky. However, we're going to dip down to about 39 degrees on Sunday. So that's when those winds are going to hit, so make sure you definitely bundle up. Don't get too used to this warm weather, but we're going to pop back up for a nice cool 51 degrees on Monday as the sun comes back out. So basically, I've got good news, and it's going to be a nice 5 days as far as I can tell. So that's all I got. Thanks, Kate.
Thank you, John. Up next, we've got Brendan Spear with your full scoop in entertainment.
Stay tuned.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like, that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries, or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Get it.
Get it. Get it.
Give your town a reason to celebrate, because every Goodwill item you bring home brings job training and more to your community. Goodwill, bring good home.
Welcome to the Entertainment Corner. I'm your host, Brennan Spear. Starting us off this week, a new Pokemon movie will be coming out in 2019, but not like anything Pokemon fans have ever seen. Since the creation of Pokemon nearly 23 years ago, everything has been animated, whether it was the TV shows, movies, or video games, but that is no longer the case. In 2019, Pokemon will be releasing its first live-action movie titled Detective Pikachu, starring Ryan Reynolds as the franchise's most beloved mascot, Pikachu. Detective Pikachu will be coming to theaters in 2019, and I, for one, can't wait.
You can understand me. Stop. I've been so lonely.
They try to talk to me all the time. All they hear is Pika Pika.
You can hear him, right?
Pika Pika! Beloved co-founder of Marvel Comics, Stan Lee, passed away at the age of 95 this past Monday after being rushed to the hospital for reasons currently unknown. The comic legend founded Marvel Comics with Jack Kirby in 1961 with the Fantastic Four, but has since become one of the most well-known comic creators. Once Lee's comics started being made into movies, he started having cameos in them. Rest in peace, Stan Lee, and thank you so much for your work in the comic industries.
Now don't you move. My hands aren't as steady as they used to be.
By Odin's beard, you shall not cut my hair, lest you feel the wrath of the mighty Thor.
Did it work?
3 crabs.
Hey, you won.
You know what? I think I'll just take these, bring them over here, and hold on for safekeeping.
You okay?
Are you Tony Stank?
Yes, this is Tony Stank. You're in the right place. Thank you for that. Never dropping that, by the way.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
The popular MOBA game League of Legends just ended their ranked season last night and won't start back up until early January. This year's ranked rewards include an in-game character skin for the champion Orianna for those in the top 25% of players, and for those in the top 200 players, which is the top 0.01%, will be receiving backpacks for having reached the challenger rank. Now, after last week's closure of Defy Media, the future of the YouTube franchise Smosh was up in the air. Members of the Smosh Games cast started working on some solo projects while waiting for the next step. Specifically, Smosh Games West started live streaming on Twitch more, while the Jovenshire started uploading more videos on his personal YouTube channel. Monday afternoon, the majority of the Smosh cast appeared in a video on the main Smosh channel talking about the next step. Here's what co-founder of Smosh, Ian Hecox, had to say in the video.
So our parent company went out of business, and Smosh is currently without a home. But as it so happens, we have more videos to give you guys. We're not stopping now. So we're working very hard to get all of those videos edited and put out. We're actually going to be creating more content on Smosh and Smosh Pit while we are in this weird sort of place. So nobody's telling us to do this.
Yeah.
But I was given access to all the channels. So it's a lot of good stuff. Smosh is not over.
Still here,
we
baby.
still out here. We doing it. And you can't stop us.
When discussing whether or not Smosh can be stopped, here's what Smosh's Shane Top let fans know.
You can't stop us. You can't stop us.
Okay, I'm stopping.
You can't stop us. Shane, listen.
Listen.
You can't stop us.
Stop.
Just
Shane,
ow.
stop.
Just
Alrighty then. Well, that's all I have for entertainment this week. Let's head back to the desk with Kate.
Thank you, Brennan. Jonathan Cleverdon is here with your Eagle Angle Sports Report. John, how are the Eagles doing?
Well, Kate, the Eagles did awesome this past week. On Friday, the Oklahoma Christian Lady Eagles basketball team kicked off the regular season in Wichita, Kansas, as they took on Midwestern State, and Saturday, Cameron. In their game against Midwestern State, Addie Clift scored 24 points and scored the deciding jump shot with 1.3 seconds left in the game as the Lady Eagles won 76-75. This was the first time the Lady Eagles had won their season opener since 2014-2015 season. On Saturday, the Lady Eagles were on fire. Addie Clift and Madison Collier knocked down the outside shots, and Katie Mayo and Carolyn Lawley did work around the basket. Addie Clift led the team by scoring 22 points and a career high of 7 assists as the Lady Eagles beat Cameron 86-75. The Lady Eagles moved on to 2-0 on the season and will play at the University of Central Oklahoma Broncos tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m. You can catch this game on OC Eagle Radio, where Brandon Coons and Will Hadley will be on the call at oceaglemedia.org/radio/listen. Moving on to the men's basketball team, they participated in the Heartland Lone Star Challenge this past weekend and played last night at home against Dallas Christian. On Friday, the men played Texas A&M and Commerce, and Will Leinhart, Jordan Box, and Marcus Blackwell were the stars in the game as Leinhart grabbed 21 rebounds. He was just 5 away from the OC school record of 26 held by Bob Williams. Marcus Blackwell had 23 points, followed by Jordan Box with 22 points, but the Eagles unfortunately lost 89-82. On Saturday, the men played the host school, Cameron University. Jordan Box had another great day for the Eagles as he scored 21 points, and the Eagles were able to get their first win of the regular season, 85-79. Last night, the men played great as Aubrey Johnson scored 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists as the Eagles won 118-84. The Eagles scored their most points in a game since they had beat Manhattan Christian last November 28th on 118-79. The men's next game will be on Monday at 7 p.m. as they will play in Bethany, Oklahoma against number 5 ranked Southern Nazarene, who the Eagles beat last year, giving SNU their only loss of their season. You could also catch this game on OC Eagle Radio. On Sunday, Oklahoma Christian women's basketball player Addie Clift was named Eagle of the Week. Clift, a senior this year, led the way for the Eagles this past weekend as she scored the winning basket with 1.2 seconds left against Midwestern State, and she also had a 22 points, 7 assists, which was a career high. Addie also moved up 2 spots on OC's career scoring list to number 15 and 1 spot to number 11 on the Heartland Conference scoring list. Congratulations, Addie, and good luck the rest of the basketball season. Ultimate Frisbee is coming to Oklahoma Christian. Last Thursday, OC Athletic Director David Lynn announced that Ultimate Frisbee would be coming to campus as a club sport for the 2019-2020 academic year. Gabe Cabrera, who is a former college and professional Ultimate Frisbee player who began a similar program at one of OC's sister institutions, Ohio Valley, which served as the coach of the program. OC's team will have a co-ed team with an integrated roster. Women on the team will participate in both open division and women-only events. Coach Cabrera plans to arrive on campus in January to start building a team and will begin training immediately. If you'd like to contact Coach Cabrera, for more information, you could do so at gabe.cabrera@gmail.com. Moving on to national sports news, yesterday it was announced that next Monday's Kansas City Chiefs game against the Los Angeles Rams is being moved to Coliseum Los Angeles by the National Football League. The game was originally supposed to be played at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, but in a statement released by the NFL in conjunction with the Players Association, they said the field did not meet the NFL standards for playability and consistency. The decision to move the game came after players on both teams were strongly considering not playing in the game if the game was going to be played in Mexico City due to the poor field conditions. Now, this has been your Eagle Sports Report. We'll be right back after these short messages.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well...
But... candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
Hello.
Hi. I'm from Blue Hood Stone Barns. We brought a meal for you, and I'm here to serve it to you.
Okay, great. Come in.
Zucchini carbonara, made from zucchini that was harvested earlier this morning.
Again?
Hey, Dan Barber.
You have room for a little bit more?
Come on in.
Brochettes, the sausage. So when we made that zucchini carbonara, you know, they're the end pieces of the zucchini, and they're the cores that we cut away. Not to mention zucchini flour. Usually those get thrown out. We use them to create an entire second dish. Does that... Oh.
Again?
I'm here to bring you your third course. It's the vines from your zucchini.
We'll have a little zucchini stem pasta. A different experience of zucchini. When we start to think differently about our food, we can get a lot more out of it.
This is delicious.
What do you think we can make out of this? 40% of food in America is never eaten. Cook it, store it, share it. Visit SaveTheFood.com.
All right, guys, so how excited are you for Thanksgiving?
I am ready.
Me
I am ready
too.
to be out of here.
Yeah, I'm
Not
so...
at all.
Oh.
I'm kidding, no. Yeah,
I'm so excited to see my family. I'm going up to Virginia to see my dad's side, and
Nice.
it's going to be a lot of fun. What are y'all doing?
I'm going to be staying here until Thursday, and then Friday morning I'm going back home to be with my family for the rest of the weekend.
I get to fly up to Chicago to see my family for the first time since August. So I'm leaving Tuesday night, and I'm really excited.
That's crazy. What about you, John?
I'm going back up to Idaho, so that's where I'm from, in case y'all didn't know.
Well, thank you for joining us here on Eagle Angle,
where it's your campus, your news.